Hello everyone. Greetings from Syncfusion Softwares. I am Christopher, one of the product managers at Syncfusion. In today's webinar session, we are going to learn about how to create a simple loan interest calculator app using .NET MAUI and Syncfusion controls. So let's get started. So before we get started, ensure that you have installed the latest version of Visual Studio 2022. So here I am using Visual Studio 2022 with all the latest packages installed. So now open the Visual Studio and check for MAUI and select the .NET MAUI app. Click Next. So enter the project name as Loan Calculator app. You click Next. So you can use the latest framework .NET 7.0, or else you can use the framework .NET 6.0. So I'm going with the .NET 6.0 framework. Click Create button. So the project is created. So in this project, we are going to execute the output in Android emulator and also in Windows machine. So, so before getting started, we need to um, install the NuGet packages. So right click on the solution and yeah, manage NuGet packages. Browse for syncfusion.moiv.inputs. So because we are going to use numeric up down and chips controls here. So I am choosing inputs, click install and click OK. So it's installed. So we can go to the click. Yes, it's installed. So we can go to the MAUI program.cs and configure the Syncfusion handles before started using Syncfusion controls. So this is the namespace syncfusion.maui.core.hosting, and inside the create MAUI app builder.configure Syncfusion core method. So this is the handle for configuring Syncfusion controls. So let's go to the XAML and I'm clearing all the existing codes. Okay, let's add the namespace for numeric up down. I'm giving the name as a numeric, and here's the namespace. So in our documentation, we have the clear details of those namespaces. You can get the namespaces from there. Under each controls, we under the getting started menu, we have these namespaces. So I'm adding the namespaces for numeric and chips control. Okay. So let's run. So run the we can run the Android emulator. So we can adjust the window to see the emulator side by. So the emulator is getting ready. Once it's ready, we can start writing the XAML code first, and we can use the hot reload to check for the outputs immediately. So it's deploying now. Yeah, it started reflecting the UI. So hot read load is initializing. Okay, so the output is properly executed, and now we can um, write a label. We can add a label first. So label text equal to principal amount. So we are going to add three numeric up downs. So so first one is principal amount. The next one is interest rate, and the third one is for loan term. So so the principal amount is displayed in the output. I mean that is the label. So I'm updating the numeric entry now. So I'm giving the name as principal text and adding all the attributes. So for yeah, the upload placement mode property is used to show the up down buttons, the numeric entry. So fine, let's copy paste the label and numeric 3 times. So two more times. Okay. Okay, and the second, yeah, the second label is interest rate. Interest rate percentage. Write the percentage also. Yeah. So in the so we need to correct the name because there should be no space. So interest text. The next one is uh, loan term. Loan term. So the name should be loan term text. Okay. Okay. So we are all set for the inputs numeric drop down. So so we need to specify the month and year options. So here I'm going to use chip control uh, for showcasing that. So we are going to add two chip group and add two chips under that. So chip type equal to choice, and in the chip group, chip type equal to choice, and choice mode equal to single or none. So otherwise it will so if we mention a single or none, it will automatically looks like a toggle button. So okay, we are adding the chip items now. Sub chip group dot items. So under these items, we need to add the month and year chips. Chip. I'm specifying the name as month chip for the first one. Text equal to month. So I'm adding the corner radius as 0. So I don't want it to be the radius. So the next one is the edge chip. Text equal to here. So adding corner radius actually 0. So adding it in the previous one also. So I'm adding the source selection indicator as true for the ear chip. So to specify it as default selection. Okay. Okay. And I'm going to add a event for this selection change event. So we'll add the details later. As of now, we'll add the XAML code only. Okay. So and I'm adding the two buttons. The first one is the reset button and calculate button. So I'm naming it as reset BTN and so the text equal to reset. I'm adding it as capitals. So font size equal to 18 and horizontal option equal to center. Center. And I'm so the width request also yes I'm adding the width request is equal to 150 to enhance the look of the button and just copy pasting that button. I'm pasting it one more time and for the calculate button. So I'm naming it as calculate BTN. The text is calculate. Okay. Now the reset button should not look actually like calculate. So we need to um, change the appearance of that. So I'm adding the background color, border width, and all the other attributes to that. Background color is white and border color is black and border width is equal to 1 and the text color should be black. Black and the font attributes be bold. So I'm copying this one and adding it to the calculate button also. Font attribute. No, the font attribute only. So I'm removing all the others. Yeah. So so to change the look and feel of these uh, loan term, month year, and the buttons, I'm adding grid before and before that loan term label. Before that loan term label, yeah. So grid row definition. So we are having it as 3 rows, but we need some space, so we can have it having it as 4 rows. So for the space item, I am giving as 15. Other will be auto. Okay. So the grid dot definitions. Okay. Yeah, we need to specify the column definitions. Otherwise, it will be overlapped. column definitions. So there will be two columns. Yeah, column definition. So I'm specifying the width as 0.5 star and copy paste. So we are having two columns. Okay. And we need to specify the column span for and row details for all the items. So in the label, yeah, in row is equal to 1. So in the label also, we need to specify the column span equal to 3. That column span to 3. So the numeric entry and the label should be in the first row, and chip will be chip is also in the first row. So on the button will be in the third row. So the second one is space grid dot row equal to 3. I'm adding it in the next button. Now, I wrongly added, I think. Yeah, so in the reset button, I pasted it twice. So double quotes in the name. Yeah. So in the chip row equal to row is 1 and column is 1. So to apply changes, I'm deploying it again. I think the reset button, we need to specify the grid dot row equal to 3. And in the calculate button, we need to specify the column grid dot column equal to 1. So that is the issue here. So that's why it's overlap. Yeah, it's fine now. Okay. So I am drawing a line after the grid. After this button, I'm drawing a line. So I'm giving the background color as gray. After that, so this is the output area. So this is the very simple application. If you want to enhance this application, you can showcase it with charts and gauges and other things. And also the monthly EMIs have been you can display the year-wise monthly EMIs for this. So currently we are showing it as simple output to easily understand it. Okay, so we are giving 4 label here. So one is for total amount payable, the label text equal to. Yeah, I'm copy pasting here. So 3 items are here. So one is total payable, and the second one is for displaying the currency of the total amount payable, and the next one is for total interest payable, and the other next label is for displaying the currency, and we are also showing the monthly EMI amount. So at the end of the calculation, so we need to display the total amount payable, interest payable, and monthly EMI amount here. And okay, let's get started. Okay, next for the chip and button, we need to add events. So in the chip control, we already add an events. I'm clicking F12 and yes. Okay. So inside the selection changed event, so I'm resetting all the indicators. So in the year chip, we have a default tick option, right? That is uh, because of the show selection indicator property. So I'm clearing here the at the selection change event. So the event talks, we have E here. The E, it will return the selected item here. So E dot added as is a selected item. It will be written as an object. So I'm converting it into a subchip and so changing the show selection indicator equal to true. Okay. Next I'm adding all the private variables. So there are so many private variables. So I'm just copy and paste from here and pasting it. Okay. First, initially, so we need to display, I mean, we need to add the enumerator. Uh, so outside the class, so this is a simple project. We can also enhance it with those view models and interfaces and separate enumeration classes. So currently I'm utilizing all the things in the main page CS file only. So we are going to add the events for reset and calculate buttons now. Okay, in the reset button, I'm adding the click event. So click on F12. Yeah. So inside the reset click, so I'm resetting all the n- numeric up down values before the button. So principal text dot value. So I'm resetting the principal amount, interest amount, and loan term amount here. A loan term value is equal to 0. Yeah. So this is done. The next one is for calculate. So this is where the actual calculation should be done. So I'm adding the clicked event, new event handler. I click on F12. Okay. So inside the calculation, we have three methods. So actually, one is for calculating EMI. The other one is two is for interest amount calculation and total payable interest amount calculation. So cop yeah, I'm copy pasting these three methods here. Okay, so I'll explain the three methods first. Okay. So in the calculate EMI, uh, so we are having the interest factor. So interest factor here, and we are preparing the empirical value, and based on that value, this is the algorithm for calculating the current EMI loan amount into interest factor into empirical by empirical minus 1. So I am adding this value here. So if the interest factor is equal to 0, So the current EMI will be the loan amount by the tenure value. So the tenure would be based on the term type. The next one is get payable interest amount. So this is the payable interest amount. So the current EMI into the tenure, and the principal minus the principal amount is the actual interest payable, and the total principal payable is current EMI into tenure. So this is the total interest payable. I'm adding these methods here. So come to the calculation. So actual calculation. So we need to return all the methods. So I'm creating a calculate method here, and getting all the values from the numeric up down. The first one is the principal value. The second one is interest value, and the third one is the loan term. That one is integer, and so we need to we forgot to update the name for the chip group. So I'm going to update the name, the chip group. Okay. So using the chip group, we can get the selected item. So whether month is selected or year is selected. So I'm getting the term type from that. So all the details, I mean, all the inputs are set here. So we can calculate the EMI amount, and the other amounts are here. So I'm invoking all the other three methods here, and assign to in the variables called EMI amount, total interest payable amount, total payable. So fine. So after getting the EMI amount, I'm adding the total interest amount in the label. So we are having three labels in the in the output grid. So the label interest or text equal to total interest amount, and I'm formatting it as currency value, that is C2. And the next one is for principal. So assigning the total principal amount into the principal.text label, and the monthly EMI amount will be the last one. So I'm adding message centered or sent comma this comma scroll to end for displaying the output. When I click on the calculate button, so it will be automatically scroll to the end to display the output. Okay. Next, we need to in the XAML page, we need to change the custom format of the numeric entries. So the principal amount should be the currency value. So the custom format should be C2, and let's leave it for the second one. So yeah, no need to do the currency format for that. So this is percentage. The next one is integer value. So the custom format should be hash. Okay. Okay. I think we are all set. So let's execute again and check the emulator. Okay. I'm adding the principal amount as 530,000. So for testing purpose, yeah, press tab, and the interest rate is 9.25. So we can place any interest rate here to check it. 9.25. So in the loan term, I'm adding a certain 10 tab on the tab to ensure whether it's updated properly, and then click on, yeah, it's let it be here. So I'm okay. Just click on the calculate. So I'm removing the keypad. Yeah, the amount is properly calculated. So I made it as a very simple application here. So we can enhance it with, as I said already, we can enhance it with proper interface and other things, and we can bind the data uh, to the chart and other controls. We have plenty of controls in the MAUI way, so we can make use of that. So that's all from the app. Hope you all find the webinar useful for you. So now let's see about the latest updates that we introduced in Visual Studio 2022 release. So in .NET MAUI, we introduced 5 new controls. So one is accordion, chips, expander, image editor, and numeric entry. So let's check for the accordion. So the accordion control offers a vertically collapsible panel with stacked header. We can display one or multiple items there. So fine. The next control, the next new control is chips. We used it in our application. So the chips control. So it is used to present the information in an interactive and customizable layout. So it supports 4 different um, chip types. So we can make use of that. Yeah, choice chips, input chips, filter chips. Right. So the next one is expander. So expand is a layout control capable of loading any UA view in the header and control section. So this is the expander. So we can make use of it in our application. So the next new control is image editor control. It is used to crop, flip, rotate, and annotate images with freehand drawing and built-in shapes. So the the fifth control we introduced is numeric entry control. So that restrict the input to numeric values. So we can also enable up down button and convert this control as numeric up down. Yeah, this is the numeric control. So the actual control name is numeric entry. We can enable the up down button and make it as numeric up down control. Okay, and we have several updates, feature updates in the other controls. So in the list view, we have added drag and drop support newly. So we can drag and drop from from this release onwards. We can utilize this feature. Okay. In the Cartesian charts, under the Cartesian charts, we have added 6 new chart types from it. So step line chart, 100% stacked item, 100% stacked bar, step area chart, financial chart. Yeah, that's it. And in the data grid, uh, we introduced grouping feature and custom summaries, and also introduced Excel and PDF export feature. So, and in the calendar, um, So culture-based identities are supported now. So the Gregorian, Hijri, Korean, Persian. So all these identities are supported in the calendar now. So in the scheduler, um, app drag drop feature is added from this release. Yeah. Okay. And several other features are added uh, here. And we also have the production ready controls in this release. So masked entry, pop-up, simmer, all these three are marked as production ready from volume 2 release. Uh, Hope you find this useful. That's all from my end. Thank you all.